obviously a great week for you guys, Coach. A couple big wins. Good one against San Jose State, and another good one against UTAMU.
I thought it was a really good weekend to get 2 wins at home, and both those teams are very good teams. I think both those teams are right there in the regional rankings, and so when you can get wins over those teams, it really helps kind of boost our position as well for the regional rankings.
Obviously, Kieran, another great game for him. Just continuing to show more progression as a freshman as the year goes on. Just what did you see from that game specifically in his development?
In the Permian game or the Angelo game, or both?
The Angelo game on Thursday.
The Angelo game, yeah, he really played well in that game, and he had a little burst to him. I thought his defense is actually he's been playing pretty good defense lately, where he's picking up things that we've been trying to teach him a little bit. And you're playing against some better competition than high school, and I don't care what high school you're at. Some high schools conferences have more players, and some of the smaller schools, they don't have as many players, and so playing against somebody big and strong and good every night is really tough to do. And so he's really picking up on that. The 2 games this weekend, I thought Ryland Holt, I just got done watching the Permian game again. I thought he was really special. I thought he had a really good weekend, Ryland did. Ahmed Mohammed played really well, and he made some mistakes, but he played really well for us and really was a big part of the wins. And just like everybody, Zach played well, Larry Wise played well, Noah Pagodo at times makes some freshman mistakes, but at other times, boy, he's really good. And so we're still just trying to continue to develop and get better as the season goes along.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned Noah Pagodo, 4 other guys in that UTPB game get double-digit points. Just how well is it meshing and spreading the ball around? How much of a focus is that then lately?
Yeah, we've got to get better. Sometimes we stand a little bit on offense, but when we play a little bit faster and we move the basketball, we're pretty good. When we get Brock in there and he's moving and cutting and screening, and he can knock down threes. Journey comes in too and does a great job for us, can get to the bucket. He can knock down threes as well. He just hasn't had a chance to shoot many of them. We don't need him to right now. And so, we still got Mackenzie Morgan is still right there. Isaac Ayubi, Nicholas Jett is another one that, he's right there. Those guys are right there to getting minutes. Same thing with Harry Evans, our big center. And so it's how hard those guys are going to want to work the next couple months, and there might be some minutes there for them. But we've got a pretty strong team. We've got to stay healthy. We've had some injuries. We've had some sickness, and everybody deals with that. But we've kind of overcome that a little bit, and so it's good. But you've always got to be ready to go. And Western New Mexico is they've got a new coach. They're not as strong as somebody else, but when you have to drive 8 hours and you play in their gym and they'll have their students there, it's going to be a tough game for us. And then Eastern New Mexico, I think, is really good, big, strong, and they're a regional team as well. So those are going to be 2 big games for us this weekend.
When you make that drive to Silver City, will you go and play that same day, or will you get some rest time?
No, we'll drive over on Wednesday and then play Thursday night. It's 8-hour drive. That would be tough to get off the bus and play. We looked at flying, but we just couldn't do it financially.
What are you seeing from those Eastern and Western teams so far this year?
Eastern's, like I said, is big and strong. They're very good. They beat DBU. They handed DBU their only loss of the year. Eastern is a team that I think can beat anybody. But I also think, if we play, if we're structured, if we play the right way, I think we can get them. But if we just go out and play pickup basketball, I think they're pretty good one-on-one. I think they're a very good team. They're like I said, they're big and strong. They've got a few guys that can possibly Player of the Year candidate in our conference, and so they've got some talented players, and it's not an easy place to play. We'll drive from Silver City to Portales. That's a 6-hour drive. You get a late practice, and then you get up and you play the next game. So it's tough, but everybody has to do it. And so you got to win on the road. You got to win at home. You got to protect home, but you got to go win these games if you want to try to get a chance to win a conference tournament, and you want to try to get that #1 seed in the regional.
last week was announced you guys had added Kelson Jones in terms of recruits you guys brought in. Obviously recruiting locally is always really important to you guys, but this year I think now that's the third kind of Amarillo Canyon area player that you've been able to bring in of the great ones around the area. So
still trying maybe to get one or two more too. You never know. We can get 5 of them, then we'd have a whole team, right?
What can you say just about the ability this year to the success you guys have had this year in recruiting locally and local talents like that?
Well, I think it's when you recruit locally, some kids want to get out of town. Some kids want to try to play at what they think is a higher level. I don't always see it that way. I would not be afraid to go play. I don't know. I don't want to name names, but there's Division I schools. I watch a lot of basketball. I go, let's go play. You guys come here, we'll go there. I don't care. Let's play. And so, I think if you're good, you're good. And if you're good at the Division III level, I think you're going to beat Division II teams. If you're good at the Division II level, you're going to beat Division I teams. Now, we're not going down. Texas Tech is a whole nother animal, and the Big 12 is just really a lot of fun to watch. Houston, I saw them, and they're just flying around the gym, big, strong, and can shoot it. But, we've got some talented players, and, it's to be able to get the local players as well and local talented players is really means a lot. And we're hoping that that'll kind of continue to grow with our attendance. Our attendance has been great. I'm really looking forward to getting the students back. Our community members that have come out have been great supporters of our program, and now when we get the students back, I think we can get this gym rocking a little bit, and it should be a lot of fun the last 2 months of the season here.
Obviously, kind of conference control is important to these kind of district games.
Right.
How much more important is it because they're individual?
Yeah, I don't even know. Did you guys realize that we have divisions? I really sometimes.
Until I looked at the schedule.
Right, I know. I think divisions are. I don't know why we do it. I'll be very honest. I have no idea why we do divisions. I don't know. It does not matter to me. I'm not trying to win a division title, and I'm trying to get into the conference tournament. Trying to be one of the top 8 teams to get in the conference tournament, and then if you can win that conference tournament, you can make it to the regional. And if you don't win that conference tournament, you want to position yourself so you get an at-large bid. And we've been very fortunate to do that the last few years. And so, every game, whether it's in your division, which is we're in the West, or you play the East, those are big games. And the East and the West does not matter. If you beat a West team or an East team, to me, it really doesn't matter. It's you got to go out and you got to try to beat everybody. Now, the big games really are the ones in the beginning of the year when you have the crossover challenge with the RMAC. And we had one of those games this year with Western. We were lucky to get one game. We're still working on trying to find a conference challenge for next year, but they've seemed to filled up a little bit, and so it's hard to find teams to play. But those are the big games to get. And if you can't get those games, then you got to go try to find some good teams to go play. And Mesa, I give them a lot of credit. They go out and they play. They played, I think, down at Kingsville, and then they had Kingsville come back to their place in International. Then they played us out in Las Vegas. They're not afraid to play anybody, and so give Mesa a lot of credit for going and doing that. And there's other teams that do that as well. But then there's some other teams that like to play the lesser teams, and we play all a Division II schedule this year. And I think that's the way to really promote Division II. Play Division II schools. Don't go play, and there's nothing wrong with playing an exhibition game against an NAI or Division III, but if you really want to have a strong schedule, go play other Division IIs in region, and then even out of region too.